Welcome. Today I'm going to teach you about TFT, or thought field therapy. It's something I learned quite a while ago through Roger Callahan and one of my instructors through the Justice Institute, who I did the conflict resolution certificate training with and the critical incident stress debriefing certificate. And he was part of training also police officers and emergency personnel. And so this was a really great way. And the society or the association would actually, like, they went to 9/11, they went to different disasters in the world as part of a volunteer to help people in the world get over the trauma and not be stuck in PSD. Because the sooner that we deal with the trauma or what's come up, then it doesn't get stuck. So we always want to have that awareness of what's happened to us so that we can release it and move on. If you do any reading around the stress reaction, that's what happens, right? It gets stuck in the body and then it builds up. So when I did the initial training, and I did it through that person, and then I went to Seattle and trained with Roger Callahan around the toxins and how things can build up over time. So if we think of a glass cylinder and we have water in it, which is equivalent to the toxins in our body, if we have a little bit, it's okay. We can function, not a big deal. But if that cylinder is overflowing, there's no place for it to go. So then we're in overwhelm. Our body goes into overwhelm. Our whole system goes into overwhelm. And I was in that state when I met him. So I was reacting to the mint and the shampoo from the hotel, my clothes, I was taking off jewelry. It's like I couldn't strip any further. And we were looking for all of the things that were toxic. And over time, I learned to not put some of those things in my system. Our largest organ, of course, is our skin. So the more that we can release stuff and use things that are healthy for us. For example, I learned about how we wash our clothes. And at the time, fabric softener in the wash cycle or in the dryer were very commonplace. And they had a lot of scent in them and different chemicals. And I was reacting to that. Then I learned to go to dryer balls, which don't have any toxins in them, and learn to change and look at the ingredients and things. And so it was really important for me to get my health back to be able to do that. We're not going to get that complex today. We're going to do something a little simpler that everyone deals with on a day-to-day basis, and that's stress and anxiety. It can be from the simple thing that things just take longer nowadays, or we have so much to do, or we're on demand and people want answers right away, or someone cuts you off in traffic, or what happened to me last week, I go to pull into a parking spot, this guy just comes in and zips in, and I looked around, there's another spot, so I just went there. But on a different day, I might have reacted different. Maybe it was pouring rain and I had a deadline to get somewhere and I was stopping to pick something up. And there was I was now going to have to spend an extra 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever it was, to find parking and then walk and get wet and all of that. So think about for yourself a situation that caused you stress or anxiety. Maybe it's something right now. Do you have a deadline that you're working on? Are you feeling disconnected from things and that's causing you some stress, or maybe you want to connect with someone you haven't been able to connect with? So we want to have something that's alive so you can see the shift. So we're going to rate it with a number 0 to 10, and 0 having nothing. So we want something at least 4 or 5 if possible, up to 10, which is the most strong. So for example, if it was pain, I'm, just really tight and in a lot of pain, I'm at a 10. No pain, 0. Maybe it's somewhere between, I feel twinges if I do certain things or if I stand a certain way. And so maybe it's a 5 or 6 or 7, depending what it is for you. So the way I always start, and this is something you can use with muscle testing, we used a lot with the toxins. And The thing is, we can have a bit of a reversal in our brain where left and right and things get kind of crossed. So what we do is called a reversal point. So this is the reversal point, and just do a karate chop, 10 or 15. And left or right, it doesn't matter. You just have to do one side. So that's something I do for any type of muscle testing I do, you know, whether it's the arm, the leg, the O-ring. I've seen at least 3 different ways to do the O-ring. There's this way, this way, this way. So whatever system you have for muscle testing, you can use this reversal point. And sometimes if I'm doing an algorithm with someone and things are not coming down with the number for the intensity, then we'll do that again. We'll just do that mini reversal. So I'm giving you a simple one of anxiety stress today. So I'll give you some specific tapping points. Then we'll do what's called the 9 gamut or 9G. So there's 9 steps, and I'll run you through those. And then we'll go through the sequence again and that. So we want to see at the end of all of that, has your number come down? And so that's what we're going to do. So again, think of any stress, anxiety thing that's alive for you. And so we're going to start with the eyebrow. So it's just kind of here. So tap 10, 15 times. Under eye. So I'll just lift my glasses so you can see. Again, 10, 15 times. And then underarm for women, it's around the bra line. And then collarbone. So you've got these notches, so you can either tap on one side or the other or just across. It's not so precise that you have to be right on the specific point. And now we're going to do the 9G point. So while we're doing this, you've got the baby finger and the ring finger, and there's that notch between the knuckles at the back. So you're just going to tap on that throughout this sequence. So eyes open, tapping. Eyes closed, tapping. Eyes open and down to the right, tapping. Eyes open and down to the left, continuing to tap. Whirl your eyes in one direction, continuing to tap. Now eyes in a circle in the opposite direction, continuing to tap. Hum a tune. If you can't think of anything, use happy birthday. Continuing to tap. Now count aloud from 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continuing to tap and hum again. And that's the 9G. Now we go back to the eyebrow, under eye, underarm, collarbone. And now we're going to do the 9G again. So again, that tapping point throughout. Tapping, eyes open. Tapping, eyes closed. Tapping, eyes open and down to the right. Tapping, eyes open and down to the left. Whirl your eyes in a circle in one direction, continuing to tap. Now eyes in a circle in the opposite direction, continuing to tap. Now hum a tune. It can be anything. If you can't think of anything, do happy birthday. Count aloud from 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continuing to tap. Now hum aloud again. And take a deep breath. Now think about the stress or anxiety that you brought to the situation, and what is the number? What was the original number and what is the number now? Has it gone down? Has it changed? So there's different things I would do depending on the number. So for example, we start at 9 and you went down to 5, we would do another round and see if it comes down again. Usually 2 or 3, after the second one, I would probably do the reversal point again. And then I have another collarbone breathing that I would use as well. And if you just want a quick way for the stress, often just the up and down with the eyes, just kind of a bit of relief, will give a bit of relief with the stress. So it's just up and down, breathing into that, and see if that shifts it. So it's a way to just shift our brain away from what we're thinking about and see if that gives us some relief. So that's a bit on TFT, or thought field therapy, and that was the anxiety and stress algorithm. So you can rewatch this. If it didn't come down to where you wanted it, watch the sequence again and follow through. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and ask, and I'd be happy to connect with you. Bye for now. Have a fabulous day.